When it comes to learning a new editing software, there are always traps that beginners fall into.
It's a trap!
And unfortunately, it's very easily done. In this video, I'm going to show you the absolute essentials that you need to know to avoid those traps in DaVinci Resolve. Whether you're an experienced editor or a beginner, there's going to be useful information for everyone, so stick around to the very end. My name's Dan, you're watching DanVinci, and let's jump into the list. Now, my first proper recommendation for you as a beginner is obviously to not be overwhelmed by all of the knobs, buttons, and tabs that flood your screen when you open DaVinci Resolve. You can get by with knowing very little about DaVinci Resolve, which is exactly why I'm making today's video. So I'd recommend mastering the edit page first. That's this one just here. And then my recommendation, once you've learned the edit page and got to grips where everything is placed, move on to the color page and then the fusion page. These three pages are your pillars to creating that fantastic content. If you nail these three, you'll be able to join the dots with the other tabs. As a beginner, it's easy to fall into the trap of being scared and overwhelmed by the sheer amount of tabs. And recently they added a new tab, the photo tab. And again, you're not going to need to learn that thing if you're a beginner. If you're simply wanting to make content in its simplest form, the edit page will get you by. And once you're confident using the edit page and your knowledge has grown, you can expand that knowledge into the other tabs. Creating everything from scratch. Now, this is a very common trap to fall into, which wastes so much time, and as an editor, literally time is money. Now, I'm going to keep this point simple. There are three fundamental techniques and features that you can use in DaVinci Resolve to avoid creating things from scratch every single time. My first feature or technique is using your power bins. Now, if you don't know what power bins are, they're essentially just magical folders that are consistent across every single project. So for example, if you have some text in a particular font that you use every single time, you can drag and drop this text into that folder and use it across all of your projects with a quick drag and drop. And the same logic applies to your photos and videos. To find this, make sure you're in your edit page and then go down to the left here. You'll see something called Smart Bins. That's absolutely fine. Go up to here with the three dots, click this and go down to Show Power Bins. This will open up your power bins, and as you can see, you'll have nothing in there by default, but you can just drag and drop. So you can also right click, click New Bin and create, I don't know, drone shots. Then I'm going to drag and drop my media into my power bin like so. So now these shots that I have in my power bin, if I change my project, they're also easily accessed there. Don't be afraid to drag and drop effects, fusion comps, text, the lot. You can dump this in your power bins and easily access it straight away. Now, the second feature or technique for this section is power grades. Power grades are essentially just saved data on DaVinci Resolve for your color grades, meaning that you can just paste some previous work onto your footage. So let's say you're using the same camera over and over again, like I do. Instead of every single time creating a new custom color grade to that camera, all you need to do is save that color grade as a power grade and then simply apply it to your shot every single time, saving you loads and loads of time. Now, for the sake of this tutorial, I have this very aggressive film grain color grade on this shot. Now, if we go to the gallery in the top left corner, go down to power grade, and if we right click on our shot here and click grab still, this creates a power grade. Now, this will save, just like your power bins, like I mentioned just before, across project to project, meaning you can just drag and drop this or double click on this on your shots. You can change the name by right clicking on the power grade and clicking change label, and I'm going to call this film grain. And now that film grain will apply across project to project, saving you the time of remaking that grade over and over again. And the third and final technique or feature is creating your own project templates. If you're someone like me who makes various different kinds of content that is repetitive, so for example YouTube, this might come in handy. Basically, all this is a project. Just here I have something called my DanVinci template, and this is a project I've saved with my timeline settings, my folder layout set, and my render settings set. So if I click this and open this project, this has my master timeline and my assets in one handy place that I can use over and over again. And when I want to start a new project, I just do Command Shift S and save the project as my next video. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth do I do this? Well, it is just simply a project. Simply go on the home, click New Project, create your project. Then from there, create the bins that you want and also create the timeline that you want. Once you're obviously happy with your template, just save it as template. And I'd recommend exporting the project and saving this somewhere on your computer, because you might forget to save as and overwrite your template. But this is really handy and does save you a lot of time. Now, this next trap is possibly the most common, and I see this with literally everyone on literally every software, and that's not using keyboard shortcuts and clicking on everything. Now, let me preface this, it's absolutely fine to click on things in DaVinci Resolve. I'm not going to rule it as illegal. I can't police that. And if you're more comfortable editing without keyboard shortcuts, then that's fine. I'd really recommend you set your own keyboard shortcuts, as this is how I can pump out as much content as I can, because I'm fast and I have my own preset keys. To create your own keyboard shortcuts, go into the top left corner, click on DaVinci Resolve and go down to keyboard customization. From here, you'll have a tab open, and this is where you can make all your changes. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to go into extreme detail in this video, but for example, let's say you want to use the blade tool and create a shortcut for that. Just click on the search here, search blade, and you'll see it's currently set to C. You can set multiple different keys, but obviously I'd recommend you just set one so you can memorize the one key as that particular function. Now, this one I bang on about every single time when I'm talking about sound effects, and I've said this over and over again in all of my content on the DanVinci channel, and that is ignoring sound effects. This is a trap that so many people fall into. Now, I understand why people fall into this trap, simply because they don't have experience with sound effects. Where do I get them from? And all of that jazz. There are so many sites that you can find sound effects for free that are copyright free. I'll even link those free sites that you can get copyright free sound effects from in the description. Sound effects with video creates the atmosphere, the mood of the content that you're creating. Otherwise, it becomes almost like a blank piece of paper that you're looking at. And to prove this point, here's an example. Now, something else that beginners forget to bear in mind is sound is everywhere. It's not always in front of the camera. Don't be afraid to use sound effects for things that you can't necessarily see. So for example, this shot of the sea, right here, right now, with no sound effects, it sounds pretty boring. But let's throw in some sound effects. Notice I've put in a seagull sound effect. You can't even see this, but this is a really common sound that people hear on the beach and associate with the sea. It really helps to sell that shot. Or even wind. Subtle sounds like this just enhance your content. And even if you're a beginner, if you do this, I guarantee you, people will look at your content and consider you far more professional than someone who doesn't do this. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end it there. There are so many more things that I could suggest in this video, but I hope you've liked this new setting. It's a little bit different. I wanted to mix it up and try something different. And if you're new here, please do subscribe. I throw my heart and soul into this YouTube channel, and I hope it really resonates with you guys and shows in the videos that I post. Obviously, the normal format isn't going to go anywhere, so if you guys prefer that, don't worry, it's not going anywhere. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I really hope you guys have learned something from this. My name's Dan, you've watched DanVinci, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Just walk away. Like really dramatic. You are the weakest link.